Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning visitor, I'm really glad that you're back again. In today's video, we are going to talk about Substance 3D Painter and how you can use the brand new Illustrator file import and how this can help you to texture any kind of product model and create amazing renders. I'm actually absolutely blown away by this new update, and I think like everybody who is working in the product design industry would find it really amazing. I think it speed up your workflow incredibly. So let's dive into it. So before we jump into Painter, I just want to talk about a little bit about the project files that we are using today. On Substance 3D Asset, I found these detergent bottles. It's called detergent bottle set. You can find it and you can just download it. I was cheating a little bit because I separated the bottles from each other. So now today we are going to only texture one of these, and I'm going to show you the label that I created for this product. So here we are in Adobe Illustrator, and these are the two different variations of the same product label that I created for this detergent bottle, and it is exactly the same file but different color variation, and I placed them in two different artboards, and here you can see the name of the artboards. It's called blue and this one is called orange. I was very consequent when I named my files, and I think it's very important because when you import them in Painter, this is how you can find everything easily. So I know, name your layers this time as well. We have a flower, like we have these layers, like I separated the flowers and the small text at the bottom. Then I have the dots, and I have the big text, and I have the background. The background contains two different layers. One is for the stroke. I don't think you cannot see it because it's really like light gray. But here you can see it better. And I have the fill layers. So these are on two different layers because I thought maybe I want to edit them separately. I'm going to explain later why is it important that you set up your files in Illustrator. And I have the same setting for the other color variation as well. What is important is that in this current update, basically everything that you have in your Illustrator file is going to present itself in Painter exactly the same way. So the gradients, symbols, all sorts of things should work. You don't have to outline anything. The only thing that can cause some trouble are the fonts, because basically all the fonts that are installed on your computer are going to work in Painter as well. But when you send this file to someone else, they don't have this file installed, so then it might cause some troubles with the font. So if I think if it's better to outline your fonts if you don't want to edit them anymore later on. So this is all about the Illustrator files. One more last thing, you have to, when you save the file, for example, in Illustrator or PDF, you have to save it like, you have to check this create PDF compatible file, and this is how it's going to be compatible with Painter. So let's jump into Painter. So this is how the project file looks like at the moment. This is what I created. So as you can see, I worked with the separate layers of this label, and I think it looks really good. And I just want to show you a comparison between an SVG import. This is how I exported. It's a previous version of the same label design actually. It doesn't have outlines, and it's just a little bit different, but basically if you just drop this SVG file, you don't have different layers. Here you can change some settings. I mean, there are no artboards in this file, so you cannot swap between the artboards, but when you use an Illustrator file, then you have the option to swap between artboards. So here you can change the scope. You can select which layer you would like to use. So as you can see, it's exactly the same like the way it was set up in Illustrator, and it actually gives you a preview. I think it's amazing. So it helps with your orientation so much in the file. So I think it's a really incredible update. So just let's start it from scratch, because I think that is the most that is the best way to approach this project. So I'm going to just close this. You just locate your file in your folders, obviously, and you just literally drag and drop onto the model. When you drop it to different places, different things happen. So if you just drop it in your layers tag, then you have to choose which color channel you would like it to become, and it also have different settings. But if you drop it on the model, then it will become this graphic to material layer that you can scale, and you can change. Of course, I used the wrong Illustrator file. You see, it's not good that you don't name your files properly. Okay, so this is the new file. Yeah, so this one has the outline, as you can see. And what you can do is that you can just place your label. So let's say that I want to more or less place my label here on the front of the model. But yeah, you can see that it doesn't really match just yet. It will take some tweaking. Now you see that this is not really filling out this model. So what we can do is that with the projection depth, you can edit this, and here's you can change the hardness on the curling. So now you have the perfect. Now you should have the perfect setup for your file. It's not big enough, and you just scale it up a bit more. Of course, it was working better when I tried it for the first time. So of course the label is matching the model exactly. So I created all of these things in this project, but of course when you have an official project, then you will get exactly the right die cut for this model. So definitely it's gonna be easier to work it. It should be easier actually. So here we go. It says graphic to material, and if you scroll down here in the image inputs, you can see that this is the file that we are using. You can also find your files in the libraries. If you change to your project files, then it's they live here. And you can also import the Illustrator file here in your assets panel. I'm going to talk about a few other things about reloading your layers and everything later on in the other parts of this video. But first let's check this out. So here we are. Let's say that we want to create multiple layers with different roughness or metallic settings, or a little bit of an embossed effect. And the way you can do it is that, for example, I created a folder and I just started to add those things on top of each other. So let's say that this is the blue bottle that we want to work with, and we go here to the scope, and then we select the background and we say fill. This is the one that is at the back completely, so I think it's better to bear the layers from the back, because that's how you can see what's exactly happening. And you can already see that now we are working only with that one layer. And here in the material settings, you can change the roughness, for example, or you can add a little bit of metallic effect to this, or you can just add a little bit of this embossed effect. Yeah, 0.05 53, maybe this is enough. And we can already see that we just edited this layer. And we can just duplicate this layer and change the scope of the layer. Let's go back and try to find the stroke. So now we have the stroke, and we can edit this material as well. So let's say that I want this to have a little bit of an edge. So you just add a little bit like this, and it creates this really nice emboss effect here. And basically you can continue the same with the other layers and edit them one by one. If you don't want them to have this emboss effect, you can of course go back and just zero this out like this, and now you can see that it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have a height value. So now I'm at this big text, and I thought that would be great if this would be a little bit more embossed as well. So I gave this a different, like a higher value, and we can already see that it looks really nice when I turn it on the side. I think it's really nice. Or you can even add more if you want. If you want to go crazy a little bit. Let's finish this. So for the flowers, I want to add a little bit of a metallic effect, just so that I can show you what's happening, and then lower the roughness maybe. So now we have these really nice shiny flowers, like glossy metallic flowers on this bottle. It's really nice. So what we can do is, like, we can of course name our layers, that we know what we are dealing with. Actually, this is the background. And this is the blue design. Oops. So I think we did really well, and now we have all these little details in our label, and I'm just loving it. So how I selected the materials for this bottle is very interesting. This is also a new update in Painter, that you have access to the Substance 3D assets, all the assets, and you can just find a plastic material if you need one, and you can immediately load them into Painter. So whichever you need for this project. I just used a very basic plastic material at the end. Yeah, I think it was this one, but you can just try any of them. And here we go. So that is how you can import the material to your own library and work with them immediately. So I use this plastic microbead grain light, and I just edited the color, and I just sampled these colors from the label, directly from the label. So this is how you can play around with your product design. So let's say you would like this bottle to have this color. You can also obviously use your own hex codes if you are working on a project that is more like a branded project. I use the same bottle with the different, so I wanted to the cap to have a little bit more glossiness, like less roughness, and it was another design that I created. This is the orange variation. So let's say this is the blue color that you like, and now we have this ready. And now we can export our model with the textures, or we can send them to After Effects and start to work with them in After Effects. I'm going to record another video about that workflow soon, but let's take a look how you can create really quickly variations of this product. So let's say that we want to create a different color variation, and then you can just add this here and then add this behind it. And now when you close the eyes, then they will disappear. I think that's great. So let's duplicate this folder. This is the blue design and this is the orange. And now we can change all of these layers if everything goes well one by one, and all the settings will stay the same and just the color is going to change. First, let's change the file. So here we are in the artboard and we are working on the background layers because we were so good at naming our layers that we made life so much easier for ourselves. So this is the orange, and you can see that I just switched the artboard and the scope did not change. So basically it works with the background layer from the other file because it's named the same. I think it's really great. It's the same, it looks the same. And now, as you can see, all of these have the same properties that I gave them. Now we just have to change this material to something like this. And here we go. So I think it's really amazing. What we have to do is just we have to select the same name, the same layer, and update them. So basically we have to locate the same files in the other Illustrator file, and then we don't have to do anything else because all the other properties are kept. So you just have to quickly run through this and edit the scope. So basically you just have to find the files again. And this is how you connect this. Okay, flowers. So, and you can see that these for example, the flowers have the same metallic settings. So what we can do is that we just go to the cap, and we can also create two variations of the same material and just sample this orange color, for example, and here we go. So we have two different color variations of the same model, and what we can do is that we can send these models to After Effects, for example. I will quickly show you what happens when you send it to After Effects, just so you have a rough idea what I'm talking about. So you can just drop this 3D model into After Effects, and then you can work with them. They are gonna appear like a GRB file, and then you can just animate them, and you can add, for example, a light and an HDRI light to light your scene, and this is how. And then you can send the other color variation as well. So the blue variation, for example, you want to say blue, and then you just say file send to After Effects. And here we go. So now we have a different 3D file, and then yeah, okay, it updated itself. So you have to change the name of the file, otherwise it's going to be updated. But you can also see the little metallic details in After Effects. I really love this new update. that you can work with your 3D files in 3D files in After Effects and just animate them. So let's quickly jump back to Painter. So this is how we textured this bottle with using the artboard in Illustrator, and you can basically go back to Illustrator and change the layer and it's going to be updated. Oh, the last bit before I forget. Here is this little icon which is called Resource Updater, and basically this is how you can update your files if you change something in Illustrator. So you can basically click on Update All, and then they are going to be updated. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below and I will try to answer it as soon as possible. So I hope you enjoyed this and see you on the next one. Bye!